Am I live? Hey, Saints. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to come on up in here. Let me sing while I'm waiting. Prepare yourselves. Change. Oh, change has come over me. He changed my life, and now I'm free. He washed away all my sins. Hey, people. Hi, Princess A. Fraser Laurie. Mm-hmm. Ali the Sag and Primo Wanda. All these movie stars in here today. Toontown, Primo Wanda. Hi, Alfreda Gross. Shirlene. Oh, I like that name. Shirlene. 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 Please don't take my man away from me. Hi, Just Kimmy. Sandra Mitchell. It's Z. I can't say all y'all. There's so many of y'all. Hi, God before everything. Let's get it. Well, hi everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy what do you call it? Happy holidays. Listen, yesterday I strolled over there to Shelly's channel. Now, apparently Shelly is really strolling down memory lane. And she likes to go, I guess it was OGs, basically the nostalgia of the beef sector, right? She likes to go back and look at things that happened in the past. But I thought, and I went on there, I don't know if I'm an OG. I remember when we first started calling it the beef sector kind of thing, but people were here before. You know, how long has YouTube been around? 15, 20 years, something like that. People have been a part of different channels and so forth. But I came on about 5 years ago. So there was a question. I mean, I don't think the panel was all that great, but there was a question presented. Does the beef sector change people? And I think that's an interesting question, right? And I believe that in many cases, it does change people. But I also believe that it just reveals people. It shows you who they are, right? I don't know how important the past is. Do you remember the time when we first met, girl? Oh, I remember my baby. Girl, I remember back in those days. Whatever. Has it changed me? Does it change other people? Yeah, it does. I think it changes people in the same way that money changes people, right? If you'll notice, many people will say that a person has changed because they got money. It does. That money changes people, but more than it changes them, it reveals them. You give them a little, oh my goodness, look at Larry Nelson in here. Hi, Twinkle Toes. Hi, Larry Nelson. Uh-huh. I got to go back to the name. I'm getting distracted. Hold on. It reveals who you are, honey. Money will change you in a similar way, right? I know in the streets, y'all say, well, he shouldn't be talking about the streets. Yes, I should, because that is my past. That's all I got, girl. It is what it is, honey. You have your life experience. You get to be a certain age, and most of your life is behind you as opposed to being in front of you. So what you got is your memories. But I remember a lot of people in the world that I lived in then, when they finally got themselves together enough where they can have a stack, usually dope fiends, they start off slow, right? The drug dominates them, and the drug circumstances kicks their ass enough to eventually some of them will become drug dealers, right? It's just that's the way it is out there, right? And many times when they become drug dealers and now they have some money for the first time in their life, you see the real them. A lot of them are very mean and evil people, but not everybody changes like that. I was the same type of person even after I got a sack. A sack is when you get control of that. Uh, that I was when I was broke. But not everybody. Some people feel like they have something you want. They will kick you in your gut because you owe them $3. You're $3 short. People will throw you into the street. People reveal all kind of bad behavior because they are in control, right? I'm sure it's the same thing in the corporate world. Person gets successful and he starts mistreating his employees. Now, not everybody's going to do that, but it reveals something in you. So I think that's what happens many times here on the beef sector as well. People come on, they come on quiet, right? But you don't really know who that person is. When that person starts getting a few numbers and they start getting a few followers, then you'll see who the real them is, right? This is the kind of situation you have with someone like, let's just take a name out of the hat, Jay Wilson, for instance, right? You saw him come on quietly, and then when people start going over there, you start seeing the real him, how shallow he was. You start seeing his contempt for poverty or anybody who has less than him, yet he still wants to have more than them, right? You see his contempt for a variety of people, his contempt for people who drink, his contempt for people who do drugs, his contempt for people who don't work or don't have to work. That's a big one with him. But you will see all of these things about his character. You will see that he is a bully. You see that he goes after people like Dovey or somebody, just for example, Dovey. But he would go after that person and go after that person, go after that person. Somebody he feels confident will not be able to hit him back as hard as he hits them, right? You will see different things in the personality that is revealed, correct? But if you are a nice person, if your soul is good, I don't think you turn into something else, correct? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about it, but sure, people have come on here, and then there's this thirst to be relevant, right? If you come on here and you just Pollyanna and you just love everybody and God save the queen and all this, people will be bored with you, right? So there's always this drive to keep people's interest. And in the beef sector of YouTube, many times that requires you being very aggressive. You gotta read, honey. You gotta read. So no, I go after people sometimes, but that's always been a part of my character. I just something that's been dormant because I don't talk to people, right? If you don't talk to people, then maybe some of these things that you're not going to see. Just like if you're in a relationship, some of you guys have experienced, you don't really know somebody until you live with them, right? And a lot of these men, they don't know that they are abusive people. The only reason they find out that they're abusive as far as relationship goes is by being in a relationship, correct? If you're just talking to yourself all the time, you're not going to understand what a relationship, what emotions do to you in the relationship. And then you find out, damn, I'm an abuser. I'm just like my daddy. I don't know. So many people in here. Hi, Elaine. Mm-hmm. YouTube makes Jay Wilson's dead life seem alive. He exposes, we're using him as an example because y'all, that's my favorite target. But he exposes how shallow a person he is, right? And it says something about people, I guess they call him bougie, but Jay Wilson can't really be bougie because he lives so far beyond his means, right? And the only time he's ever had control over his life is here on YouTube. So you're seeing what a person, what kind of a shallow person that is, and what kind of a mean-spirited person that is, right? his obsession, and what a disrespectful person that is. Maybe he didn't even know how disrespectful he was when he came to YouTube, right? But I think as a man, to be going after people's income or their house or their subsidies or whatever there is in a personal life, for your women, your children, I just find that so incredibly, incredibly disrespectful. I'm just not used to people being that disrespectful, right? But he didn't know what a piece of shit he was. I mean, how would he know unless he's encountering people? The only people he ever knew was somebody he had worked on one of these temp jobs he had, or nobody, because Mark was the first lover he ever had, right? And if what Mark is going to find out, if he ever moves in with him or takes the next step, what an abusive person that is, what a jealous person that is, those things are going to come out. But they're only going to come out when you are in relationship and you live with the person, right? Now, I never even imagined that I would hit. I was not a hitter. I don't hit people in general, right? But I was put in situations, first of all, with my partners. I broke up both of my relationships almost immediately after we had our first fight, right? Because of my background, where I was raised in a house with an abusive man in there for a short time until I was 8 years old. I knew what that was, and it scared me so that I said, well, damn, I'm a nice person, except for when we get in these fights. I can't deal with the fights, right? So I broke up with them. In the dope world, you had to be tough. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure people will say, oh, he mean, no, honey, you had to do what you had to do. And so many things, characteristics will come out, things that are inside of you that you didn't know were in there. So I do think that this thing changes people, but more than it changes them, it reveals who they are, who they really are, right? We want to find out how somebody is, who somebody is. Give them $100,000 cash. See how they act. It's my opinion. See how they act. I'm not saying they're supposed to give all the money away, but what I'm saying is see how they treat people. I have been in restaurants many times, and you can judge a person by how they treat people who they have nothing to gain from. So if I am in a restaurant with someone and they are rude and nasty to the people serving the food, I'll never go in a restaurant with them ever again. Never. You don't treat people like that, right? So you see the real them, is what I'm saying. What y'all think? Y'all think the beef sector changes people? It reveals more and more of them, right? And then there is that need to stay relevant. Y'all notice if you go away for a few days, that's it. People don't even remember you was here, honey. Let me see. Y'all see me on there yesterday on the Shelly thing? Thank you, Toontown. Toontown said, looking good. Looking good, Elroy. See if y'all say anything. You think it gives them a chance, right? So in the beef sector, then they got some power. If they can annihilate people, finally in their life, they got some kind of power. It's dangerous for a lot of people. It is. You can't put them in charge of shit, but it gives them a voice, right? Another phenomenon I've noticed that when back years and years ago, if you go into an office where they deliberately hire people who were poor people, and they hire them for the reason because they're dealing with poor people, like say for instance the welfare office, something like that, you will see how mean those people can be. In the Social Security office, anytime you're going to get something from them, you will see how mean some of those people are. Many of those people were on services when they got the job. That's why they got the job, right? And it changes them. Happy holidays. All bring out the darker side. If that darkness is in you, then it'll come out. And particularly when people start getting a few dollars on here. I mean, I just think it's hysterical to me what many of these people on here call money. Maybe it's because I spent so many years hustling, and I'm just glad I don't have to hustle anymore. But hustling meant stacks of money. So when these people get on here bragging about the coin, I'm getting a coin and all this shit. Girl, I said, what are you talking about? Are you talking about $16, $17? You know, you added up, you own 5 times a day. So now you got $100, girl. You've been running your mouth all damn day. Oh, I got it going on. I just don't get that part. I really don't. And I don't got no money. I don't have no money. But when you make it money that big a deal out of you, shows you something's going on in the inside. Wounds that haven't been healed, honey. You're not used to having nothing, girl. Damn, you getting all that excited about this little shit they give us on from AdSense. I mean, AdSense got a pretty good deal, considering you can if you can corral thousands of people every day to watch your ass, and then they throw a couple of commercials. They're getting the commercial time, you know, for 6 cents. Some of them at $6, whatever. They put their commercials in, but they're getting commercial time with these thousands of people for pennies. If you go to a television station, honey, those people pay millions of dollars for 1 minute of commercial space on television. People say, well, their reach is much bigger. Not always. I ain't talking about us, our little pissants over here, but a lot of people on YouTube have a bigger audience than they have on television many times, right? And they're just getting pennies on the dollar. Anyway, you can tell when somebody has never had anything, honey. Anytime somebody is bragging and making all this damn noise about these little pieces of change, we used to see them on the street. You know, they got 4 dime bags and now they Big Daddy. I can't be bothered right now, bro. I can't do nothing right now. I said, God damn. I know you ain't got number $50 worth of dope in your pocket. Well, what are you bragging about, honey? You're not the king. They feel like they're the king. You can't give them shit. Mm-hmm. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't use so many references to the street. I don't know what else stories I could tell you because I don't know anything else. It took me away from God a bit, surfing tangents. Yeah, I think a lot of people with this COVID thing, they feel like you're not away from God, you're away from the church many times. And so we don't act so godly. I don't say a bad word. I never got that part, you know, bad word, that's religion. Whatever. It's revealed a lot of things that I feel about religion, though, because I've noticed that anytime that I talking about religion, I'm basically saying the same thing, right? So that's what's in me. It's how I really, truly feel. And I would not have been aware of how deeply I felt these things about religion had I not been on here. And it just comes out. It comes out in writing too, but it also comes out just in just talking. You have an audience, somebody listening to you. I mean, let's just say there is no beef sector, there's no YouTube for a minute. Computers out, whatever. Who would I be talking to? I'll be talking to the dog, right? Couple of friends, they work, so they get off work, they are live for an hour or so, then they go to bed, right? So this is an opportunity to see who you really are and how you really feel. Some people just turn it into foolishness and silliness, and some people actually grow personally by having this kind of platform. Mm-hmm. And it's not just YouTube, and all the platforms, all the social media. It gives us all a voice. That's why it's so powerful right now. And it's the way we do things now. It's because it gives every individual a voice. Like I have a channel, and Puff Daddy can have a channel. And we both are able to communicate, right? Because of social media. Anybody, you want to take the time to do it, do it. Thank you. You love the sweater? I haven't had it on in years. Kind of cool. It's cool. It's raining again. Raining and cold again. It ain't cold compared to what y'all going through in the Midwest, but it's still cold for San Francisco and raining. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Larry Nelson, we were talking about your situation yesterday with VS. That's a classic, right? But it reveals something about that person. So it's going to continue to come up. Mm-hmm. And some people are really evil at the core. They're evil at their core of who they are, honey. So They get any kind of one up on you, forget it. They're gonna dog your ass out. Called the Boga. What's it called? Straight from the gate. Borgi Georgialis and the Puller. Oh, come on now. Straight from the A, you must be educated. I can't say neither one of them words, baby. Borgalis. What does it mean? Some of them guys out there dealing with crack don't come $1 short, honey. They're cracking the head with a hammer. I'm not exaggerating. G Wilson's life is that how I got a hail. I got a hail. He can finally tell somebody he got a hail. He got a hail because nobody else is aware of you got a hail. You got a hail, right? It's just you. And now I guess Mark is still there. I don't know if he's still there or not. But that's the only place you can really brag about. You got a hail. You got a hail. So when he gets to YouTube, all of a sudden his whole conversation is about he got a house. Like the majority of people in San Antonio don't have a house, honey. Most of them have families, however. Anyway. Hi, Soul Sister #1 show. Be a content creator in the beef sector. My pull-up game is way too strong. Wait a minute. God before everything. I could never be a content creator in the beef sector. My pull-up game is way too strong. Pull up. We discussed that yesterday too with that thing, child. When you talking about pulling up, that girl Sheree, she pulled up on VS and got knocked down. But my opinion is always, even though I'm not a fan of VS at all, in that particular situation, I would say that the person, Sheree, who wanted to pull up and came to that girl's restaurant and sat her ass down at her table, I would say that was an act of aggression, right? You will pull up. You talking about pulling up on somebody. Don't show up unless you're ready to fight. I think when VS was sitting at the table, what she said was, no, she didn't come in here and don't want to fight. As if you're right up on the girl and start beating her up in the terms, whatever, entry. But I'm just saying, the girl did it to herself. How the hell are you going to pull up on something like that, Chase? She already told you, I'm crazy, I'm bipolar. Leave me alone. You can bring your ass up in there. What were you hoping to accomplish, honey? Unless you had a gun or something in your purse. Right? So, watch out with all that pull-up talk. I'll pull your ass up over here. So I understand what you're saying, Agape, but you can do Agape for everything. You have a lot of good opinions. We don't have to be all in the beef sector either. It's all kind of ways to do channels. I don't know how I just got stuck over here, because if you're not a lazy person, I think I'm just a casual, lazy kind of man. You could find other places to be other than the beef sector. And some people are in several different sectors, but I basically just do this over here. And there are other groupings. A lot of people have all kind of sectors, honey. They call themselves different things, but they still the sectors. I mean, they're still the same. That's entertainment. Let's see what else she'll say. Even in the doctor sector. Facts, even in the doctor sector, they expose each other and talk shit. Right? The doctors, guess J. Wilson over there, he a doctor. What is your specialty? Oh, I have a YouTube channel. Paging Dr. Will Hawks. Paging Dr. Will Hawks. That boy's so funny. I don't know why that boy tickled me so much. Yesterday, he was on here trying to tell, it was all edit towards me, but he didn't want to say my name because he don't want me on that ass anymore. But he was talking about how he didn't get no filler in his face, right? It looks like he has filler in his face to me, and the eyes are horrible. I was just saying, put the glasses back on, right? But when he said, no, look at all these wrinkles in my head. Look at all this. And then when he did his head up like that, y'all remember that monster on Star Trek? What was that thing? Was it a Klingon? He got so many wrinkles in his goddamn head. The wrinkles start here and just ridges and ridges and ridges and ridges. So that's how he was going to prove that he don't have filler down here. What does one thing have to do with the other thing, Jay Wilson? I'm not accusing your forehead. But yes, you could use a few injections in your forehead as well. Mm-hmm. People go over there in mukbang. They got the black sector. They got all kind of sectors, entertainment sector. Wally's always beefing with somebody in that sector, you know. He wanted to be over there so bad. So he was successful as far as getting there, over there, but they do the same thing, you know. It's social media. Rhonda McGee, you notice? Yes, Uncle Till, something is going on with his face. And I could swear he has eyeliner on. Now he's come on before and said, "Oh, my whole family, we all have the built-in eyeliner or some kind of shit," right? He takes the glasses. Does he think he's cute because he got his face cheeks filled out? Something's going on with that boy's face, right? But you can never get an honest answer out of him. So his defense is if he was getting fillers in his face, he would have got them in his forehead as well. Then he changed the whole conversation to Botox. I said an injection, girl. I don't know what the fuck you're putting in there. For all I know, it could be Fix-A-Flat. I have no idea what you're sticking in your head, but it appears that you have got ridges full of something or other, and it's motivated you to take your glasses off. And since you're trying to be pretty, I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I'm sunny, I'm funny, and gay. Anyway, he take the glasses off and put eyeliner on his eyes. It appears, I'm just saying, honey. Mm-hmm. I saw Deanna got in that ass earlier today, right? He doesn't realize the thing that he says, people are not just going to accept that, right? When Jay Wilson went on to YouTube and he was trying to promote that piece of shit, the College Trap, and he went on to Amazon, and he found my what I consider to be my best book called The Epiphany, right? And a professional reviewer reviewed that book, correct? And he called it nearly a perfect novel, right? Gamage is the one that edited the book, right? So at the very end, after the full page review, it is still up on there. He said he could have used a better editor. Well, Gamage wasn't a professional editor, right? This is when I wasn't even hiring editors at that point. But he called it nearly a perfect novel. You know what Jay Wilson? He went to the very last page after this page and a half review. Oh, my book is not going to be like Timothy Blaine. I'm going to have the best editor. I'm going to have the best. And he was begging these people to give him money for this best editor. And then we find out he never even hired an editor. The person who edited the book was in the chat. And that motherfucker begged for all of the money to hire the editor. And he had 27 errors in the first paragraph. This is what I mean about this person's character. So he doesn't realize that when he went after my work, girl, you ain't never forgiven, bitch. Right? And then you come on with all this shit about my personal finance, my personal life, and you think, oh, I'm just done with him now. I'm just, Miss Thing, I am not no homeless bum, Miss Thing, and you will not treat me any kind of way, bitch. And until I feel vindicated, girl, you will always be a topic of conversation for me, right? And what I'm hoping for you, Jay Wilson, is that you will learn respect, right? RESPECT, telling you what it means to me. RESPECT, taking care of TCB. Ow! A little respect. Very disrespectful person. The way you talked about many other people on here, girl. Right? You makes you a target. This punk, how does punk come and talk to me any kind of goddamn way? Doesn't make any sense. So for those of you who wonder why I keep talking about the same, that's why. That's why. Because you're disrespectful. Do you know how many people are sitting in prison right now because somebody bumped into them in a bar? There used to be stories constantly. Remember, I was in there 10 times, girl. So how many people are in jail right now because somebody disrespected them? All they did was bump. You didn't say, excuse me. Fuck you, motherfucker. Bar fight, you stabbed him, and now your ass is spending the rest of your life in jail because of disrespect. I've seen so many people fucked up for the disrespect. You don't know who you're dealing with. You think everybody's the same, and you think everybody's beneath you because they don't got the degree. Hi, Tracy. How you doing, Tracy? Were you on that thing yesterday with Shelly? I don't remember it. The panel wasn't that great, really. I thought it would be more a lively conversation there. Whatever. We like to participate every now and then. Whole grain, you got to catch the replay. I don't know. I always watch replays myself. Now that I don't know who told Five Baby it was a good idea to have unskippable lives, because that means that people have to sit there and watch from the very beginning. And if they come in at any point in the video, they can't go back, and then you don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I think that's a bad idea. That other guy, what's his name, ZX, he followed her lead, and now they do that all the time. But it's a bad idea. The thing about the replay is that you can go back, even live, you can go back and forth. You can catch whatever you want to catch in a live. You know, these things are hour long. Mine are. Sometimes people don't want to sit down there and watch an hour. Maybe I'll watch a few minutes here and a few minutes there, you know. He has a baggy face. Something is wrong with that boy's face. You can put them glasses back on. I mean, I don't know how to tell him because he ain't gonna take nothing from me. But you need to keep them glasses on, honey. I don't know if you went and got one of these special deals. You'd like to get everything free, where you got some free contacts, or what your motivation is for taking your eyeglasses off. You need to put them back on. Your face is not ready for public, Jay Wilson. And when you showed me that forehead yesterday, god damn, I immediately thought of that thing with that shell on his head. I think they were called Klingons on Star Trek. That's where his head looked, child. So now I guess she's gonna start pumping shit in there. And Jay Wilson, if you're wearing eyeliner, just cop to it. You're in middle-age crisis, and you feel like somehow or other you look good with eyeliner on. Whatever. I don't understand every hot dog head. Who's the hot? He got it back here. Got that forehead, and then his eyes, they have deep indentation there with these hard wrinkles. Like, you know how old leather is? If you have an old leather sofa, those deep ridges in his eyes, very unattractive. Then they're too far apart. So when you put the glasses on, that blocks this middle part. You can't tell how, you don't know if there's an eye over here and an eye over here, right? So I just kind of give good advice. I know he won't accept it from me, but it is good advice, child. Leave your glasses on your face. You can't carry your natural face. You're in your 50s and you look older than me. I'm just telling you the truth. Right? Now he come on there doing his workout yesterday. Child, he's so proud of his body stuff. Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson. I will salute it after all the pills and all the workouts and all the gyms and all the starving yourself and all of the appetite suppressants and all that stuff, child. You have taken off the weight. But I believe this, brother. You have to do that for the rest of your life, right? For a person who has identified themselves with a eating disorder, these are his words and not mine. With an eating disorder, you're always going to struggle, Jay Wilson. So no, I'm not impressed, girl. But you come on here, look at me, look at the arm, who gonna look at him, girl? Mark? Has Mark gave you an ultimatum? So who are you trying to impress, honey? He said, oh, I don't want my knees to go bad. I don't want my knees. They're going bad, girl. The older you get, the harder it gets, Jay Wilson. So you ain't finished, brother. Is that Charles Dodson? Hi, Charles Dodson. When did you sneak up in here? I didn't see you. You see, English Bulldog girl. English Bulldog head. Boy, you should never show me that damn 5 head. No, that's a 6 head you got, nigga. Poor thing, he tried to wear wigs. It didn't work because too much preparation. He said, I can't take a shower. I can't take a shower. Give it up, baby. Give it up. Ain't no use. You couldn't help yourself if you wanted to. It's past you, no doubt. You are an old man and there's no way out, cause older and older you're getting, yeah. Jay Wilson's face looks like that because he's lost weight too fast due to the weight loss surgery. Okay. That happens when the elasticity in your face is lost due to rapid weight loss. Okay, so well, that would make some sense. If the face was fat, the only problem I have with that, April, is when he came back from that little excursion where he came back with all the weight gone in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. When he came back, I didn't notice any difference in the face unless he's continued to lose weight since then. And now he's actually losing the fat in his face. It seems to me he's got ridges, deep ridges like this. Like this is a hard thing in both sides of his cheeks. Right. I don't know. Perhaps because he's always worn glasses because he needs them. He's blind as hell. We weren't aware of how ugly he is. That's also another possibility. That's why the glasses business is so big. You know, people have all kind of fancy ass glasses. These glasses are $300, $400, $1,000. It's because many times the glasses will help to hide the imperfections in your face, right? If you get you some sharp glasses on. So maybe it could be that we're just not used to seeing that how ugly he is. All the wrinkles all on the forehead, starting back here, just all pushed down. I can't even make a wrinkle like that, girl. It's like ridges, you know. And then all these deep, those sunken eyes with the goddamn dark circles under the eyes. And then the nerve to put eyeshadow on, which only enhances the eye. It draws us to your eyes to see. And now you got these damn cheeks with that. I mean, it almost looks like if a person is ill. Back in the day, people with HIV, I'm not saying he has HIV. I don't know anything about his medical history. I know a lot of people on here, though, are not claiming what they are, that they have this thing, which is not a big deal to me, but whatever. People do whatever they want to do. But many times when people are sick, they will get wasting in their face. And then periodically, I think it's every other year, they get fillers in their face. And they're totally healthy, except for they have wasting is the symptom of that particular thing in the face. I've seen people who have cancer and they have this rapid weight loss and they have wasting in their face. So I don't know. I just say you're ugly. You need to put your glasses on and stop acting like a child. We don't need to see you on the screen working out. You want to work out, why don't you do weight loss tutorials? If that is what your passion is, Jay Wilson. But be aware, you still got to deal with that hunger. Neck bones. Fat back. Right. Tim, I'm going to be on a road trip to San Antonio. So if you need me to do a welfare check on Bro J. Charles Dawson, you showed up at Bro J house. He shit on himself. That boy is so scary. He didn't got a whole damn a security system so Wally and Tracy won't crash his party. He's so scary. He said, if you see anybody from YouTube, he called the police. You going to jail. You going to jail. Give him plenty of warning if you go over there, child. He'd probably be glad somebody could see, I got a hail. I got a hail. That was the only benefit of him having this little soiree of his. He had him in his living room. He wants people to see he got a hail. He got a hail. Well, we're glad you got a hail, Jay Wilson. Everybody should get whatever they're working for their life. If that is your dream and your goal, then just have your house, girl. Don't use that to beat other people over the head with your dreams. They don't give a fuck about your dreams, girl. Right? Some people just want to dance. That's what they value. Right? Damn, girl, you act so poor. Mm-hmm. No air, no air. Going to a wellness check on Jay Wilson. Everything all right in there? I got a hail. Jay Wilson don't want nothing to do with the word welfare. So I guess his family is the only one in the single wide trailer park with no roads. You're the only ones that are middle class in the trailer park. No free lunches. No free lunches. We didn't have no free girl. Who gives a damn if you had a free lunch, girl? Mental. He's mental. Nobody cares about other people's shit, Jay Wilson, right? Just make sure you get those bills paid, nigga. That's what you need to worry about. You keep talking about you walking the dog and you going to the gym. When you going to take your ass to the job? Right? You say it's funny that I'm retired on Social Security, girl. But that's where my life is right now, okay? And I'm totally fine with it. You have to worry about what's going on with you and what you're going to do for these next 10 years. Since you seem to think that you're going to live off of a 401k, which you already bought a house from and already borrowed from, girl, right? You think you're set. How you're set? You ain't even started your career yet, girl. You're 52, probably 55, and you still haven't started anything, Jay Wilson. I'm going to work it. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get that job. You can get a job, Jay Wilson. What can you do on the job? Can you advance? Can you become a supervisor? Is there any possibility that you can start some kind of entrepreneurship? Right? Don't dream it. Be it. Don't dream it. Be it. That's from Rocky Horror Picture Show. No free ownership. My parents believe in home ownership. He told his audience that his parents believe in home ownership because they sitting up here with 9 kids in a goddamn single wide trailer. For y'all who don't understand what a single wide trailer, you could not get a room this size on a freeway. A single wide trailer can ride on the freeway. So his whole home with 9 children is the size of this apartment. Just this part, just the living room. They got squeeze a kitchen in there. They got squeeze a bathroom in there. And I guess them niggas was laying on something. I don't know what the hell they were laying on, girl. But I ain't never heard of no 6-bedroom trailer. Not a single wide. So I'm here to help. I'm trying to help you, Jay Wills. Anyone can get a job. Anyone can get a job. It's keeping it and excelling that is the challenge. Absolutely. And I don't think that you should be talking about you work when you were working in corporate world and then talking about you a steward on an airplane in your 20s. Girl, that's 30 years ago. Even the schooling you're bragging about, it's talking about 30, 40 years ago. Right? And what did you do? I mean, I've been on enough airplanes, although they would tell you that I've never been on an airplane. I've been on enough planes to know what a steward does. Yes, they come on and tell you to put the mask on, right? And then the thing's going to drop out. But it takes all of 5 minutes. And then basically they're waiters. right? It's the truth. I'm not making this up, people. Y'all know what that is. This is what he bragging about. I can pass out coffee. And here you are 30 years later, and still all you can basically do is pass out coffee? Girl. Bragging about the hay. I got the hay. You should have several houses by now, nigga. You should own apartment buildings, girl. You're about to enter into retirement, Jay Wilson. And since you have such disdain for Social Security, I don't know what the fuck your plan is. Right? Are you gonna be one of these niggas still behind the counter, girls checking people out at 90 years old? I mean, at some point, the store is gonna tell you, listen, there are a few people that they have programs where they hire seniors want to work, and these people will be out there 80 years old. Can I have some French fries? And they, okay, half a pound. I say, oh my God, girl, save me from that. You can barely cross the street and you're still working. I'm working. I'm working. Can I get some peanuts, please? What time is it? Number 6 bedroom trailer, especially back then. He's lucky if he had 3. I don't know why you can get 3 bedrooms in those damn single wide. I'm very familiar with the single wides, honey. Usually they don't hardly even make them no more. That's old trash, girl. You get those. Sometimes you just you get them for free. You just move them on to the land and pay the people who own the land, for water and electricity, so you can plug into their electricity. But the trailers, those things don't cost more than $1,000. It's about home ownership. Sound like a fool. So full of lies. Oh, yeah. Everything was fine. Everything was good. Oh, everybody went to school. Everybody went to school. All you got to do is read the first page of that bullshit that he calls a book, girl, that pamphlet. And he says right there that ain't nobody ever been to college. He's the first one. Says it right there in black and white, amongst all the errors. It's a damn shame. But we want to thank you, Jay Wilson, for all this wonderful content, because it does seem to be my primary content. So we want to thank you for that, girl. We ain't gonna charge you for all this good education we giving you, telling you how you look without your glasses and things. Put them back on. That's from the heart. What? Wait a minute. You saw a guy on YouTube make a cake that looks like a mailbox. He got 45 million views. Here, Jay Wilson is bragging about 800 girls. Pastor needs to stop that coin talk. He's a failure. All that coin talk, exactly. God before everything. I just believe that with all my heart, honey. What in the hell is he talking about in the beef sector, girl? I just don't know how you can get broker than this. I mean, it's okay for somebody like me. I'm retired. You come on here and spend an hour or whatever. But if you're dependent on this for your income to pay your bills with, I would say it's been extremely, extremely stressful. And then they come over here bragging about all this money you're making. Oh, it's easy money. It's easy money. I'm here for the coin. I'm just here for the girl. Oh, you probably lose your mind, have a heart attack if somebody gave you $500, Jay Wilson. Right? As the guy just said, somebody got 45 million views. You lose your mind. I did a roast the other day. Soul Sister, who was I roasting? I went over there and visited with Miss Properly Bonafide. She's another one. Bless their little hearts, honey. They really want to feel important and over people. But unfortunately, when you're going to come on social media, we're all the same, honey. We're all the same. If you got a personality, you can make people laugh, then you ain't no better than nobody else, child. Nobody gives a fuck about your schooling. Nobody gives a damn where you live. Nobody cares a fuck about your car, girl. How you going to give a fuck about somebody's car in another state? Oh, you jealous of me. You jealous. Miss Thing. Why would I care, girl? I went to school. I got these degrees. Jay Wilson, at this point, you shouldn't even be mentioning that. Should be so far in your background that you're not even mentioning no degrees anymore, girl. Yes, you can mention you proud in your 20s, but you shouldn't even be talking about it, Miss Thing. You should be have such a resume at this point, girl, that your conversation should be about what you have accomplished, other than applying for a Hale. If you're such a good reader, and I mean, as far as books go, you can study, you can be a professional student. Why didn't you go into like something like a medical field, something that is productive? Those people are in those places making 35, 45 dollars an hour, and I mean, they're not even doctors or anything. They're not even nurses, girl. They're just working. They just have a vocation that pays them. Jay Wilson, right? This is the best you can do, buddy. I'm sorry. You over here on YouTube in the beef sector. If you were so smart, you would have moved out of the beef sector by now. Even these guys like these Justin Jays and them people, honey, they came here, they've honed their skills, and they went on and started making some money. You've been here long enough. Stop bragging about stuff that don't matter. You like me to say Miss Thing? Oh, honey, that's what we say, Miss Thing. Jay Wilson is a Miss Thing. He is a Miss Thing. The gay people, we've taken so much language from black women. Now, a lot of gay men will say the women are taking things from us, from gay men, and it goes back and forth, whatever. But I've just recognized that even among white gays, I live in the Castro, mostly is white gay men. It's the same language, and it mostly comes from kind of sassy black women, and Miss Thing's a part of it. Miss Things and girls and all the honeys and all that stuff. That's where it originated. So we kind of talk alike. Everyone, y'all said Jay Wilson on SSI. He gonna be on it very soon, honey. I don't know what other kind of plan he has. He's gonna get a job where you're gonna get 401k. How do you qualify for 401k when you're on the job 4 to 6 months? Each time you've been on 5 jobs since you've been on here. Each time you're on as 401k even kicked in, and even if it did kick in, they would remove money from one check. How much is that? $30? Then you go to the next job, maybe you get another $30. Are they putting all that together? Are they even bothering with it? They said, no, listen, this is a probationary period, honey. You give us a year and we'll kick in your 401k, right? And hopefully in the next 7, 8 years, you can get some money to retire on. Although I think it's greatly exaggerated. I really do. For you to start getting any money in the 401k, Jay Wilson, you probably add $100 a month to your income. So you need a different plan, right? Something more than YouTube, because this is going to go away. The beef sector, shit ain't got no legs. You're depending too much on the beef sector, right? It's obvious that you've never made any money. You got out of school and you were a failure. You are a failure. You got out of school, right? And then you discovered this beef sector thing. And now, since you finally getting a check, you all come here talking about, I'm getting 2,000, I'm getting 3,000 from AdSense. I'm getting this thing. You're talking about what you got at one Christmas time, because they were adding your cash apps, your super chat to your check, girl. So you got that twice a year, Miss Thing. But you're on here bragging about that. Everything's got to be bragged on. Why don't you just live, Jay Wilson? Just develop a personality aside from this money shit. Mm-hmm. Positive deposits. Is that PB is properly bona fide? And Brian felt out about you the other night, Tim. Brian had your back. Oh, I gotta go see. That poor baby. That part of bona fide. She's really pitiful. She's in here now. She's one of the ones being always in the bushes because she knows every move I make. But she needs validation from people. Poor baby. I feel sorry for her. She's been on here 10 years and she can barely get 100 people to watch her. It's just the truth. And when you do go watch her, most of the people in her chat are from their moderators. I'm concerned about her. I'm concerned about her drinking. I think she's going to be in big trouble when that girl goes off to college. She's there by herself. She's got this habit. I don't know what to say about that girl. She loves to talk about Jay Wilson and Timothy Blake. I got this. I got that. I got this. Honey, tell me who you are. Not about what you got. Just have it, girl. It's only important to you. It's important to your family members. They can take pride. Look what she's done. Look what she's accomplished. But nobody else cares, girl. Not really. Those men you picking up in the bar, they don't give a fuck about you, girl. All they want is some. I ain't gonna say it. Oh, Charles Dawson, you get right to the point, huh? He said, absolutely, Dr. Boyce Watkins and any of these online scholars and academics would greatly intimidate Jay Wilson. Right. He wants to come over here and talk shit about me, Rico, and Dovey. That's his 5 degrees. Jay Wilson, he can't even have a decent conversation about the Bible. He says that he went to seminary and he studied the Bible. He's so smart about it. But every time somebody tries to say the name of the Bible, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Well, girl, isn't that the one thing you're supposed to be able to talk about? I mean, what was the point? Go to seminary for what? You're never going to work in ministry. They don't want you. You're too greedy and too obvious. You're just there to get a check. How much do I get? I don't work for free. How much do I get? Jay Wilson, you better get busy, boy. You ain't got but a few decent years left. You spending them trying to impress people with these little $7 shirts. If you don't get your ass. Okay. Who got mic stunts? Mm-hmm. Oh, and his mic stunts wouldn't hold up there right. You can't just turn the microphone off and people, they just click off. They say, girl, what is this? Turn your microphone all the way up, scream into the microphone. Girl, that's a conversation for a scholar. That's your academia. I hate to see him in class, girl. And again, I just want to say this. I just want to say, okay, we're ready. Hit us with it. Again. He wants to mute your microphone, turn his all the way, all that old shit, girl. I am not intimidated by people like that. If you want to talk, you want to have a conversation, I have no problem. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about it. What do you think? You can't do that with him, honey. He's too easily taught. Because Jay Wilson recognizes and understands that he's an idiot. He is. What about your teeth? What about your teeth? I wish, I got to learn how to put pictures up like everybody else when I'm talking about something. I would love to be able to put Jay Wilson teeth up here in that video he made when he first came on to YouTube. Your church is good. Trying to talk about the church. Look like a goddamn bulldog, girl. But no, these are all real. Look at my teeth. Look at my teeth. Look at my teeth. Look at my teeth like a little monkey, girl. You ever had that monkey thing? You wind them up and say, Look at my teeth. Look at my real teeth. This is my real. That is the conversation for an idiot, Jay Wilson. An idiot. You can't even have a conversation, not a real one. Anytime anything real or serious is brought up, you always switch over to silly bullshit, right? Mm. Oh, whole grain. Wait a minute. Whole grain said, wait a minute, where's it at? Wilson, since you couldn't do the design challenge, we are giving you the dissertation challenge. We want to see it. We want to hear the people. The people want to know, right? Give us dissertation. We have that. Since you can't compete with the design challenge, you'll tell people, well, you ain't no decorator, you ain't no singer, you ain't this. You, what are you, Jay Wilson? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he ignored the design challenge. All you do is look around him, you see it. Well, goddamn, nigga, you moved in that place 8 years ago, and you have not changed not one goddamn thing, girl. And you over here telling people who did not a decorator, and you got that silly ass mirrors on the wall, and that fucking bullshit furniture in the living room, girl, and you ain't changed that shit yet. You say you're making thousands of dollars, nigga. Go buy you a couch, right? Put a picture on the wall. You're gay. You are a disgrace to the gay. Let me see. Fix a flat in the cheeks. Hi, Miss Piggy. Lord, I don't know why every conversation come back to that Jay Wilson. I'm like Wally and Armand Wiggins, girl. There have been others. Tommy Sotomayor. Is Tommy Sotomayor really that broke, child? They're saying that Tommy Sotomayor finally has lost all his channels again. I mean, he's probably had 15, 20 channels. They fire him, he comes back. They fire him, he comes back, another name, all this kind of stuff. But finally now, he doesn't have no channel on YouTube. He don't have no Twitter account. He's been shut down everywhere, and he's living on his mama couch. Now, is that true? He said he went from his sister's couch to his mama couch, and now he's in a hotel, right, on weekly hotels. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't give a fuck about no Tommy Sotomayor. All I know is he hasn't been present. They say he's broke and homeless. So I guess I could go over there and try to find, but his channels are definitely gone. But they've been gone so many times. I don't know how they finally got him. They now apparently they've blocked his IP address, tracked it and blocked it. But it seems to me if it's all about the IP address, you should have just used a computer somewhere else or move. You didn't own the place where you live. Or does that mean you have to get a new computer to get a different IP address? You ain't got to move, I don't think. I think you have to get a different computer. Buy a computer. Shit. All that money you were collecting every day, he was collecting something like $500,000 a day sometimes. You spend all that on hoes, on working girls, every dime. They would definitely mute his microphone with all that slow ass talking, child, and ain't saying nothing. Just talking loud and ain't saying nothing. And then when you have an opposing, or you ask him a question, really, he mutes the microphone. I don't think Watkins and those kind of people would deal with that kind of shit, girl. They just block him forever, like he was never even there. Some doctor. Any of y'all want to have y'all brain operated on by Dr. Pastor Jay Wilson? I'm the chaplain. Oh, I'm the chaplain. You want to pray to me before you gonna you go ahead and meet God. And the last face you see is Jay Wilson, the chaplain. Ain't you the caddy queen I just saw last night, girl? How in the hell you gonna get a prayer through? My throat. Oh, baby, I forgot I gotta take you out. All right, people, I got to take my baby out for his nightly walk and make him some chicken. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you guys. Later.